I sure wanted to read for this particular morning meditation. I sure wanted to elaborate on one of my more positive social media posts, but here I am. I wrote something. I want to respond to what I wrote. I wrote I had a good season in the world, and back in the day, I never liked guys who threw salt on another guy just to get in good with a sister. Well, after listening to a guy's ministry radio broadcast on yesterday, where he downed every other ministry except his own, I realized that this guy is doing virtually the same thing. Salt dropping just has never been my thing. Yet there's an airport runway full of preachers that do this. You should be able to be great without throwing mud on others. This is a form of control and a sign of EAKNES. Now there's a blank in front of that word. If you put a W in there, you might have the word. Had to say it. Being from the hood, I do know that control was a significant part of the pimp game. Preachers, aren't we better than this? I was listening to a guy's broadcast, and I mean, it's his broadcast. It's what he's paying for. But, I see this happening so much. He had to drill in this people that, since you're sitting here with me, there's no one else preaching as like me. There's no one else that's a millionaire like me. Wow, that's actually what he said. There's no one else doing this or doing that. And really, if you're that good, you don't have to tell anybody. Go back to my street days, I like guys that if they pursued someone, they pursued a woman, that they wanted the woman to make a decision on their own merits. That you either pick me or choose me, and I don't have to down the guy down the street to get next to you or drop salt on the guy next to you. And that's the same type of thing. I have been part of a denominational church, and for all of its great merits and for all of the great things, I still see these guys that get up and tell in front of their bishop, and they tell the greatest leader in the face of the earth for their jurisdictional prelate. Now, your jurisdictional prelate and you and the 20 or 30 other churches that are in this room, there's seating maybe for 300, and there's 150 people there. And you call this the greatest leader on the face of the earth. There's nothing wrong with paying everyone their just due, to give an honor to whom honor is due, and respect. But some of the bottom kissing and the back patting that we do is just absolutely ridiculous. If you're all of that, your people will know it. Scriptures, my sheep know my voice. And there's nothing wrong with that, and having your people to follow you as their shepherd. However, for you to be a great shepherd means, I don't think it takes berating every other ministry. There's someone other than you that's preaching a solid word. There's someone living the life other than you. And it's just things that we do. It's just, I just think some of the excesses are just totally ridiculous. I mean, I'm sorry. I just never really been good at this bottom kissing thing. That just has never been me. I'm never the guy to really jock you. I can admire you. I can support your ministry. I can see the greatness of God. I can celebrate your preaching. But I am just not going, most times, not going to be your boy. And if our relationship has to be with me being in looking up, we want to be worshipped. I mean, there's, as they say, they throw a lot of things at younger preachers and say that there are a lot of arrogant young preachers. Well, guess what? There are a lot of arrogant old preachers. You should not be the object of that younger preacher's worship. Point the younger preacher to God. And even when you're talking about ministry broadcasts, how are you going to use, well, your platform would be better used magnifying God instead of magnifying yourself. Wow, didn't know I was going to do this. And I really, if I hadn't already put myself on the cross, I guess I've done it right now. But this is real talk about today's church. And, you know, this thing, I was almost through. There's a difference between growth and swell. Okay? There is good growth, and sometimes you look down at your foot and your foot can't fit in your shoe. They call that swelling. Bigger may not always be better. You might not be growing, you might be swelling. Scriptures declare that that there will come a time where people will heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. And for every itching ear out there, there's someone that has a word for them. I just think that we should be more mature, distinct, and we should stop bashing each other. This is just a blanket against whatever. And that preacher that you laugh at today, that preacher that you disdain or look down your nose at today, who knows if that isn't the one that God has given the word for the world for tomorrow. Noah gave altar call after altar call, and no one paid attention to him. He was the laughing stock. I'm sure all the other preachers of this day were laughing at him. But one day, it started to rain. So serious time, serious talk, serious folk. It's my serious talk for the church. God bless you.